Today, I'm driving into a topic that's on everyone's mind, the 10 most affordable electric cars that are for sale in 2024. Now, some of these cars are more affordable than you think. There's some certain wild cards in here that I hope that nobody has guessed that I've included. First up, we have a car that everyone always suggests to other owners when they own one, and that is an MG. People who own MG are very, very passionate about the brand, and they always go on about this little affordable car that starts at £25,000. This little MG has a range on WLTP of 281 miles, and it's packed full of features including a large 10-inch touchscreen display, advanced driving systems and other things. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the MG brand from a used car dealer perspective because they are a little bit of a harder sell, a bit harder to move on, and the residual values are never that great on them. But it does mean that you can pick up some real bargains for the MG5s, and if you want a car that's good at city driving and longer journeys alike, that could be your ideal choice. Next up, we have the Hyundai Ioniq5. Now, you might not think that this large £43,000 car would qualify under affordable. We'll get back to that in a minute. It's a much more spacious car for people who want a luxury family car with lots of tech features. This car is packed full of features, including of a range of about 298 WLTP, but the best thing, its architecture, its backbone is an 800 volt system, which means it can charge faster than the majority of EVs in this list. It's one of the fastest charging cars in this list actually, and don't forget, with that huge range and luxury features, the PCP and PCH deals on this are extremely keen, which means it does qualify as one of the top 10 most affordable EVs. Third on the list, we have the Vauxhall Corsa E, coming in at £29,000 list price. It has a range of about 209 WLTP, and I actually own one of these little cars. They come really packed. The highest spec feature of that car comes with heated steering wheel. In fact, even the lower specs come with heated steering wheel, heated seats, and a range of other options. It's a sporty little car with fast charging. It does charge at over 100 kilowatt hours at a fast charger, and it is good for not only city driving, but also for a longer drive due to that faster charging speed. Just bear in mind, it's not the biggest boot of the cars in its class. Fourth up, we have the charming Fiat 500e. Now, the Fiat 500e starts at £23,000. It's more of a city car with a range of WLTP of 199 miles. Remember, WLTP in all these lists doesn't actually mean that's what you're going to get real world. It's going to be varied depending on your driving and time of year, but it's just a nice little roundup to just compare these cars and what they have in range. I recommend that you go to EV Database as a truer guide to what you're going to get out of these cars. But there is people who can beat WLTP, so don't just take WLTP as a never achievable range. It is achievable by certain drivers depending on how they drive. Now, back to the Fiat 500 Electric. The Fiat 500 Electric is a small, sporty city car. It has very nice features like it's easy to drive, it's compact to drive, but bear in mind, it is a small car. You can't fit much in the boot, it's not very comfortable in the back for passengers, but if you are looking for a car with 4 seats, it can be your ideal match. Fifth on the list, we have the Pegeot E2008. Now, the E2008 features a large, spacious interior. It's an electric family SUV, and it has a WLTP range of 240 miles. It's got a spacious interior, advanced tech, stylish features, and it might be perfect for your family. I don't know why people keep going for SUVs. Are you a fan of SUVs? Let me know down below in the comments. What is your favourite electric SUV on the road at the moment? Next up, we have the dream of Dr. Ewan McTurk, the chance to own a Soul. The Kia e-Soul is a spacious electric vehicle, and it comes up with £32,000 at list price and a 280 mile WLTP. But don't discount this car for its odd, quirky looks. People who have the Soul absolutely love it. I know a few people who've had it and a few people who absolutely adore it. It's a bit of a quirky design, but it's known for having a very spacious interior and quite a fun and practical choice. So if you're after a more sort of rugged, decent family vehicle that can fit quite a lot in, but not the best looker, the Soul might be the choice for you. Now, seventh, we have the Mini Electric. Now, the Mini Electric comes in at £28,000 and has a WLTP range of 145 miles. Now, I wouldn't say that this would be your main physical electric car. That range is very limited. It's more of a city or a second car. But people do love the Mini because it's got that quirky Mini styling, but also driving and handling of a Mini is a lot better than a lot of other cars on the road. So if you're after something a little bit more fun to drive and as a second car around town, the Mini Electric could be the car for you. Next up, we have the Skoda Enyaq. Now this car has got the longest range of all the cars I'm going to be talking about, but it comes in at a list price of £34,000. It's an electric SUV, it's large, it's practical, but with a range of 333 miles WLTP, it's longer than most people's bladders. In fact, it should be longer than everyone's bladder range, which means that you can stop at a charger when you need to stop physically for yourself rather than for the car. And that is the holy grail of EV driving, that when you stop for a charge, it's for you, not for the car. And at 333 miles, you're going to get most places there and back on a single charge, depending on what you're doing. I think it's a family pack vehicle, and I think this is an ideal choice for the modern sort of people who want a nice, large, rounded SUV with decent range and decent charging specs. Now, ninth on my list isn't currently affordable. I'm predicting an affordability on this car, and that is currently the Ford Mach-e. Right now, it's got really decent affordable PCP prices and PCH prices, but I'm putting a bet on this, that by the end of this year, Ford will offer a really good deal on these, a huge discount on the Ford Mach-e. Just mark my words here, Ford Mach-e and the Ford Explorer, the electric range of Ford, are going to have some huge discounts. This is due to them being miles away from the ZEV mandate target. So they're going to have to sell a lot of EVs. So watch this space for the Mach-e Ford to be one of the most affordable cars in the higher sort of price category of these cars. Now, I'm not going to name the price at the moment because I expect it to fall. So just keep an eye out and let me know in the future, if you're watching this, if I got this prediction right. Last but not least, we have the ID3 with a price of £30,000, a range of 263 WLTP. But if you're not a massive fan of the ID3 styling, then look at the Cupra Broll. The Cupra is a little bit more of a nice looking version of the ID3. So depending on which one you like, have a look, because they're both brilliant little cars, very spacious, very family friendly, hatchback cars, and really keen prices at the moment. They're packed full of technology, they're very spacious for the size of what they are. Now, if you're interested in about what I said about the ZEV mandate before, then I recommend you watch this video about that. And if you're not already a subscriber of mine, please click subscribe, click the notification bell. I'm doing a video like this all the time, and there will be one on used electric cars very soon.